if you'll recall, a woman came up to, let's see if I can pause.
Of course.
So, sorry, that's loud. A man was like being gross to AOC as she was coming into work, saying like, just being a sexist pig, and put himself on film. And AOC was like, I was going to clock him, but I needed to go to work and I didn't want to catch a case, she was saying. But in this case, of course, if you're a disgusting, misogynistic creep who sees being, I guess, gross to Democratic women as sport, yeah, you're going to be a guest on MTG's podcast. Now, in all fairness, normally I post stuff that is sorry, let me stretch this out a little bit. There you go. I'm a little creeped out that she's right over my shoulder. Normally, I would go with clips pulled by MTG, but she has somebody named Red Pill USA Patriots that pulls clips. This guy's name is Alex Stein. And, apparently he passed his audition. Apparently this is all, his dream has come true. She wore the red clam sleeve dress. She was excited to have the dude on, and I'm curious to see what his excuse was. I'm sure, again, this kind of reminds me of our, the weird Tinder date on OAN the other night. Let's check this out. This is a misogynistic creep who is gross for a living, who auditioned to be on MTG's podcast, and this is he's on, I guess he's on probation. We'll see how he does.
I had to know what was going on.
Hold on, back up. Burp, burp.
So, of course, I had to know what was going on. And then I found out that it was Alex Stein.
Oh, my God. That's so fun.
Came to town. Alex is a comedian, if you don't know, but I'm sure you know Alex. He's quite popular.
Based on what standard is this guy a comedian?
Among our friends. And, well, welcome to town, Alex.
Wow, Congresswoman Greene, it is such an honor to be here. And I just want to start off by saying,
yikes.
Listen, in this political sphere, whatever you want to call it, you're one of the people that are America first, and that's why I appreciate.
Yeah, so like as comedians go, you're of all sphere, whatever you call it, you're one of the people that, I'm honestly, I'm fucking drunk right now. I'm so fucking drunk. It's so fun. I had to test back a few because I was nervous. Hold on. Why is my thing triggering my theme? Hold on. It should not. There we go. That's very strange. All right, here we go.
People that are just selling out our country in order to gain dominance over the globe, and you care.
Selling out our country in order to gain dominance over the globe. Boy, that's taking a bunch of conspiracy theories and folding them into a cootie catcher and just picking a number and a color.
America, and that's not racist, that's not bigoted, that's what we should do. We should care about this country. So I just want to thank you from the
bottom of my ass. That's not racist or bigoted. Dude, it's not anything. It doesn't literally make sense.
My heart. MTG is one of the few good one in the swamp.
One of the few good one in the swamp. She's one of the good one.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. She's in the swamp? I thought Trump had drained the swamp.
That's why I'm here, because our country is a disaster, and the people.
Put a pin in that. I have notes.
In charge, they've been screwing it up for far too long. So I got angry. I got mad and decided to run for Congress, because what we do every day in the real world is amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, it's so sad that the real world lost Marjorie Taylor Greene because right now there's like a dude walking around a gym with his crank out with nothing to do. He's trying to sex guru, and what options do he have? Because the world was so screwed up, she had to be taken out of her perfect life where she does the real work of Americans to go live in the swamp and raise money at a faster clip than anybody in the Republican Party, short of Donald Trump.
Regular people do incredible things every single day, but it's the people here in this town that have all the power and control.
No, they don't.
Book with everyone's hard-earned tax dollars. They're the ones screwing it up. So I love what you
Yeah, I love what you did. So like the taxpayer pays this money, and then the Congress doesn't even use it right. Like, basically all they have to do is like show up, vote for bills, argue on amendments, try to get the best thing for their constituent, and apparently they can't even use your tax dollars to stop assholes from standing on the stairs with a microphone, interrupting people on their way to do their fucking job.
Now, you guys, if you don't know Alex goes
Yeah, I don't.
and makes a clear and concise point to show exactly who they are. And
Got another segment written by Don Jr.
I have to thank you for that. Thank you. And thank you coming for coming to Washington, D.C. So
Why is he making a noise? What is that?
concise point to show exactly who they are. And I have to thank you for that. Thank you. And thank you coming for coming to Washington.
Oh, touch my arm.
D.C. So let's talk about my Democrat colleague, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's from New York, where it's legal to abort babies up until the day of birth, I believe.
You believe wrong. That's fucking lunacy. It is not. There is nowhere in this country where people are having babies and then aborting them once they're out. That doesn't fucking happen. Doesn't happen. Like it, honestly, the last record I can see of it actually happening, besides, I would argue, Mengele's experiments, is in the Old Testament.
Though she's outraged because, they took abortion away
Oh,
completely.
yeah, right. Yeah. See, it's a states' rights. That's what makes me so mad is these people can still get an abortion. But on a serious note, though,
Yeah, seriously, though. I mean, that's what makes me mad, though, is they can still get an abortion. But, all jokes aside, what? He's drunk. I don't know. He's either drunk or he's been denied oxygen, or her perfume acts as a sedative.
start off by saying this, AOC, obviously I was teasing her. I called her tamale, and Joe Biden calls them tacos, so somehow that's racist.
AOC, my favorite big booty Latina. I love.
Okay, my favorite big booty Latina. I was fucking joking. I was fucking bro.
AOC, you're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
I want to do a little selfie.
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
2 hours later.
With these insurrectionists.
Like Antifa?
And that there were actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got any answers about that. And then to this day, we're just supposed to pretend that that never happened.
What about Antifa?
I have no idea what happened to the people on the inside who were very clearly sympathetic with what was going on.
She means MTG.
Opening the doors wide open for that.
But this is a serious note. There's a bodega owner in her neighborhood right now in the Bronx that defended his life, was actually robbed, and stabbed a guy to death, and now he's actually being charged with a crime.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with her congressionally, and even Adams, the mayor, is against it. That's a DA question. She hasn't called for it. That's ridiculous. New York has a duty to retreat rule, that if you have the ability to retreat, you have to. The guy had no duty to retreat. He was literally trapped behind his counter, which is enclosed in glass, when the man attacked him.
Place in New York that has bail reform where people can rub feces on somebody and get out of jail in 24 hours.
I'm surprised you don't have a job there.
It's sad that you can go to jail.
You can rub feces on somebody and be at jail 24 hours. It is, I presume it has to be your own. I think it's mandatory 72 if it's someone else's.
For defending herself in her own district, and
Thanks,
she
Robert.
doesn't do anything about that bodega owner, but she comes and complains and does makeup tutorials and says, I'm a pervert or I'm sexist. So I'm just
Yeah, you are. Immaterial to everything else. These aren't, you don't get to both sides of these things, especially when both of you are allegedly Christians. Like, that's a sales point. It's one thing to be one, but it's another thing to sell yourself as one and then do that shit.
call out the hypocrisy that she doesn't even care about her own constituents.
Wow, I didn't
She doesn't, her constituents. Her constituents.
know that was in her district. You're telling me something I didn't know. So this
Yeah, but it literally could be anything. If he brings up the spherical Earth,
guy that owns a store and he's trying to run his business, and wasn't it a man and a woman?
Well, yeah, I think the woman, I believe, attacked him as well. And so a guy went lunge at him, and he stabbed him to death, his shop owner. And, of course, he got a $500,000 bond. Then they reduced it to $250,000. And the reason why that's a big deal is because, they don't have bail reform. So there's nobody – when somebody gets out of jail, my family were actually in the bail bond business. The reason why it's –
oh, were they? So basically, your industry has your parents' industry has been undermined by this. It's not like a law and order crime issue. We used to make so much money off his stuff. Totally making money. Yeah, I think this is Squee.
important. They say, oh,
By the way, that's Bear barking in the background, the dog.
and are racist. The bail bondsman is like a third-party police force to make sure these people go to court. In New York, these criminals know
Yeah. I watched Dog, the Bounty Hunter.
that they don't have anybody that's going to be responsible for them showing up to court, so they go there, and that crime begets more crime because they know they're going to get off. So you have people that are literally, the good guys defending their life, defending their, shop, going to jail, can't even afford to get out of jail. But if you rub feces on somebody in that same district, you get out of jail within 24 hours.
Amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't try that. If you're in that district and you're watching the show, I don't recommend doing any kind of fecal experiments on people. I'm going to guess that what he's talking about is a homeless person who was processed at a mental health facility and released because they don't have the capacity to control themselves. That's different. There wasn't a mad turd smearer running around New York stabbing people with frozen turds.
That's
That's not germane to anything.
absolute lawlessness. So
It's absolute lawlessness. Well, I mean, it's not hygienic. I'll give you that.
talk about racist. I mean, if you're a bail bondsman and you're supposed to be racist,
You are? Is that the qualifications in Georgia? I don't know what the test is like. Yeah.
who are racist. The people running the DC jail here.
Yeah.
The Kathleen Landerkin, the deputy warden that has these people, and she hates white people. She hates white men in particular. AOC doesn't. She's engaged to one.
Yeah.
So clearly she thinks you guys are okay.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. That's
Jesus Christ.
what I heard.
It's funny you say that.
That's what I heard.
On Lamont says that white supremacy on CNN is our biggest problem. He's married to a white guy. So it's a lot of projection. But listen, you and I both know that
It's a lot of projection. What? No, if they're married to a white person or their partner is white, that wouldn't be projection. That would be hypocrisy, I suppose, if you were trying to make that point. But you're so fucking dumb. This is honestly, this is like watching one of those things where people try different spices, but they've been, instead of like spicy chicken wings, they've been doing entire bottles of gin, and we're coming in halfway.
Biden's the most popular president in the world. 81 million votes, fair and square, the most perfect election that's ever created here on planet Earth. But those people on January 6th were all patriots, and that's why they're going.
Yeah, they're going to jail for being patriots. All those people on January 6th were patriots. Patriots who, above all else, want to turn our electoral system into a dictatorial criminal enterprise where they just install who they want, you know, and they're monarchical patriots, let's just say. No.
And that's what makes me sad, is that we have a society now. These people, I've had friends that are in legal trouble. These people cared about our country the most, and they're taking it, and they are becoming a domestic.
So is that why he was on the steps? Was he just late for January 6th because he was drunk and slept through it? That's where they ended it. This had to have gone on forever, right? Hang on. This is, yeah. Was he on for the whole goddamn time? No. 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 No.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, that's
she's
the
from
top.
New York, where
That you can go to jail just for
flag
shirt. What the heck?
No,
AOC, what?
No. Well, unless you're protesting, you know, for the war,
Ukraine,
of course, national security for Ukraine, but not for America. Now,
what to wear? Let's see. Protesting safely. Don't bring your phone. Don't wear jewelry. Anything. Okay. What to bring? Water for tear gas, snacks, spray bottles, cash changer ID, bandages, earplugs, protest signs. Never forget that. Wear your hair up. You don't have to tell me. Heat-resistant gloves in case somebody on your own side throws something lit that's about to explode at your feet, and you have to go, Jesus Christ, Gary, what are you doing? Emergency contacts. Write down your emergency contacts on your flesh. Goggles and a mask, and nondescript, solid color, layered clothing, covering identifying tattoos. Okay.
also wants you to wear goggles and mask. That is extremely important because everybody knows that when you're peacefully protesting.
Hold on. I don't know where this was posted, by the way. They're talking about this.
Oh, go burn down these cities. And these politicians, just like AOC,
Right.
She said, oh, go confront Kavanaugh. Yet when she gets confronted, she melts
I don't know that she was the one who did the confront Kavanaugh part, but
down. So it's just, you know.
Well,
secondarily, she didn't melt down. You were being a sexist fuck, and she was reacting to that as a human being. She didn't call the SWAT team on you. She didn't have you run off. She didn't call the Capitol Police and get you arrested. She just called you out.
well, no, AOC, who you met last night. I mean, let's pull up the graphic that she trains people on how to protest. So let's pull up her graphic and okay, now let's check this out. Now, first,
I don't know where they got this from. I think this is standard, like in general. Like her office didn't craft this.
off, it's about protest
Don't wear contact lenses. Right.
safely.
Don't drink anything you don't want to be arrested with. Drugs.
Okay, now
A turd. I don't know what that is. Anyways, this went on. This is an hour of this shit. Oh, this is where he dressed up as like competing as a woman and that kind of stuff, making fun of trans athletes. Okay, so that's that dude. Okay, gotcha. All right. Needless to say, the two of them are creepy. But the irony is that he did all this like anti-trans videos, these kind of weird right-wing sketches. And there's like 3 or 4 guys just slightly outside like the Crowder zone that do those kind of sketches and try to get, like noticed effectively by MTG. It didn't work though until he out of the blue confronted AOC and was a complete pig. That was the thing that put him over the top. That was the thing where MTG was like, I gotta meet this guy and have him on. I find that striking. I find that fascinating. Now, I don't know if he's been on her show before. It doesn't seem like he has been. He seems way too excited to finally make it. I'm fairly certain that's what he said in the very beginning, that he hadn't been on before.
He's a comedian, if you don't know, but I'm sure you know Alex. He's quite popular
Sphere, whatever you want to call it.
among our friends. And well, welcome to town, Alex.
Wow, Congresswoman Greene, it is such an honor to be here. And I just want to start off by
Yeah, so I'm getting big. He was never there vibes. if I'm not mistaken. So, point being is he wasn't on her radar as somebody to have on her show until he was simply a pig to AOC. It is. I mean, this is really in keeping with. She likes him for the same reason that he likes, that she likes Trump, which I find fascinating. It's the same characteristics that she finds, exemplary of manhood or something. That's fascinating to me.